וקדשת ברכת אותו מכל הימים. ששת גילית מלאכת עולמים, בו מצאו סוזי תלוי מעשה טובתך שבת.
Page 7.
מנוחה.
Page 7.
יום זה לישראל אורה בשמחה, אורה בשמחה, אורה בשמחה, שבת מנוחה. אורה בשמחה, אורה בשמחה, שבת מנוחה. חמדת הלבבו לאומה שבורה, לנפשות נכבוד נשמה יתרה, מנפש מצרה יסיר סוזי תלוי שבת מנוחה. יום זה לישראל אורה ושמחה, אורה ושמחה, אורה ושמחה, Shabbat. There's a little guy sitting on the aisle right there. Ora v'simcha, ora v'simcha. There's a little guy sitting on the aisle right there.
That's Everett.
Oh, yeah.
That's Everett.
Everett, Everett?
That's Everett.
Oh, Everett's waving to us from the aisle where he's sitting. He's coming to the Shabbat, staying up late tonight.
His little brother Asa.
His little brother's named Asa. He's sleeping in Daddy's arms. Shabbat menucha. Yom ze l'Yisrael ora v'simcha, ora v'simcha, ora v'simcha, Shabbat menucha. Ora v'simcha, ora v'simcha, Shabbat Shalom, Everett and Isa. Little boys.
Page 6. Welcoming the angels. Page 6.
I'm not ready yet.
You're not ready? Should we light the candles first?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the room is full of story tonight. Gail just returning from the funeral of her mother-in-law, that holy path of being able to be there. And my good friend Lauren in vigil for her amazing brother, Bruce, who has really been a wonderful member here for many years with his family. It's how we connected so many years ago. And my friend, Howie and Sarah coming to honor the passing of Howie's family, bringing new friends to be with us. And I know that each of us comes with story. Becky's been working hard all week and transitioned from our front desk to our religious school office. It was a big leap. So every one of us brings something. And Everett and Asa, I know, thank you for bringing your parents back to CRC tonight. You brought them back. Gosh, good. Our good friend Sima, who we've known since before she was born. It feels like, at least as a babysitter to our kids so many years ago. So I know everybody comes, to say Kaddish, to remember, to honor the passage of time. And so we celebrate by stopping, Ora v'simcha, to make space, not only for the reality of our lives, but to expand into some light. And so I wonder if my friend Lauren would like to come and light the candles. I think for 15 years, Lauren has met our confirmation students in New York. And I tell them, you're going to meet the woman who's responsible for the ball that drops in Times Square. And they just, they're amazed, among many other things. But that's the first thing I tell them. So Lauren has been bringing light to many places, including New York City. Lauren also produces the names that are read each year at Ground Zero, right? The reading of the names. So in darkness, you have brought a lot of light to a lot of people. I know you're bringing that to your family now as we light the candles for Shabbat.
I'm fond of the Hanukkah melody.
That's fine. Whatever melody you want to use is great. I think we did that at Sammy's one year. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Everett, can you feel that the room is full of, has a little more light in it? Because now we've added our light. And now, on page 6, are we ready? Now we're ready to welcome the angels of Shabbat. Thanks, Lauren.
Shalom Aleichem. Malachi Hashari. Malachi Elyon, Malachi Harachamim. Mi Melech, Malachi HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom Malachi HaShalom Malachi Elyon Malachi Harachamim Mi Melech Malachi הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי הרחמים, מי מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי הרחמים, מי מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
And page 8. We welcome the angels, we welcome the additional soul, and now we welcome the Shekhinah in all of her glory, so that the terrible twos can remind us that they are just illusion. Right? You think they're real? Steve says, oh, they're real. But on Shabbat, we feel the connectedness of creation, and the Shekhinah joins us and fills the spaces between us with holiness and love. Page 8.
אחד אותי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אחד אותי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבל. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד, שמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה ומחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך תומי אורי. אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, שלום בתרא בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצות חולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, בואי. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Please remain standing if you're able so that we can call each other to prayer with the words of the Baruch Hu. We are on page 11.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMavorach. Baruch Adonai HaMavorach, HaMavorach le'olam va'ed. HaMavorach, HaMavorach le'olam va'ed.
Page 15. Standing, sitting, however you're most comfortable. This, as we know, is a prayer not from us to God, but from God to us. Shema Yisrael. Are you leaving? Shema Yisrael, listen. Hear, you God wrestlers, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Once again, all the separations are illusion, you see, all the different ways we imagine godliness are good. But in the end, in the depths of our souls, we know that they are all one. Jim, just... Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. Page 16. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי
ניצבך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושופך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Emet, emet. Page 18 in every service. The words that Moses and Miriam and all of the people of Israel sang at the shores of the sea to carry us through so that we would always remember to go forward even in our most challenging times.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך דדר בקודש נוראתי לא תוסף אלה מלאכותך ובניך בו קיים לפני משה זה לי 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 אנו יאמרו אדוני ימלוך אדוני ימלוך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך אדוני ימלוך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו as you redeemed Jacob and saved him from arms that were stronger than his own so may you redeem all who are oppressed and persecuted Baruch atah Adonai Ka'al Yisrael. With Miriam, Hanivia, the prophetess, she took a drum in her hand and we followed her with drums and dancing. And Miriam chanted with us. Shiru le'Adonai ki ga'o ga'a. 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 Sus v'rochvo rama v'yam. Sus v'rochvo rama v'yam. Shiru le'Adonai Adonai, ki ga'oka ah. Shiru, 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 Adonai.
Page 20.
Fros alenu sukat shelomecha. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Blessed are you who spreads the shelter of peace over us, over all people, and over Jerusalem, Jerusalem, and over Jerusalem. We are praying for the peace of Jerusalem. We are praying for the peace of Jerusalem, Jerusalem.
Page 21. V'shamru.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat, Lasot et Shabbat, Ledorotam berit olam, Beiti uveit b'nei Yisrael, Oti leolam, Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, et hashamayim et haaretz, uvayom hashvi'i, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. The children of Israel shall keep the Shabbats, observing it in every generation as a covenant for all time. It is a sign forever between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days the Eternal One made the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day God rested and was refreshed. God vayinafash. God breathed the soul into creation. Vayinafash. God breathed the soul into creation. Vayinafash.
Page 23. Rise as we begin the tefillah together. If you're able, if you care to, and then
Adonai sifatai tiftach, tiftach, tiftach. Oh God, open up my lips that my mouth might speak a little poetry. Tiftach, tiftach. Adonai sifatai tiftach, that my mouth might speak a little poetry.
we invite you to take some time for the tefillah with the prayers that are here or the prayers you find in your own hearts. And when you're finished with your own prayers, we'll invite you to be seated so we'll know when we can continue.
Tov? On page 29, about halfway down the page, there's a prayer that promises that mercy will never cease, that grace will never end.
Hatov ki lo chalu rachamecha ve'amirachem Hatov ki lo Kilotamu chasadecha me'olam kivinu lach me'olam kivinu lach Trust in you.
Prayer for peace? Peace? Prayer for peace?
How does it go?
Either page 30, or you can do say shalom, whatever you want.
What does it say on page 3?
Shalom Rav.
Okay. How does it go?
Usually what happens, not the words, the melody. The words are always the same. It's the melodies, you know.
How the words go?
You know the words.
Remind me.
Okay. Shalom Rav, a great peace. Al Yisrael Amcha should be over your people.
There you go.
Should be over your people, Israel, the strugglers, the people who know no peace. Come on, bring us a little peace. We'll always be in the struggle. I had a call today.
Is that come on in there? Is that in there?
What?
Come on, that's in there?
Come on.
Okay.
Come on, it's in there.
Just
So
checking.
Omar Lee, who's a great friend of mine in this community, he works for the mayor now, Tashora Jones. He called. Are you leaving? No. Oh. He called, well, it's about peace. So he called and he said, who do you know in Jackson, Mississippi? I went, he goes, don't you know the Reform congregation there? So I picked up the phone, I called them, and I said, what do you need? And she said, we need water. So we're gonna fill a truck with St. Louis water, and it'll be in our parking lot hopefully next week. And Omar's gonna drive the truck from St. Louis to the congregation in Jackson, Mississippi, because not only do they need it for their own people, but they've become a distribution place for a lot of the churches that they're in relationship with in Jackson. So
We're working on getting the water, yeah. But we'll also be able to bring water. We'll have a week to kind of collect water, and we'll have the truck, and we'll fill the truck, and Omar's going to drive the truck down. If anybody wants to take a trip to he's going to do it in a day. So, Shalom Rav, we're always a little bit anxious, right? What do we do next? How do we do this work of making peace? So every once in a while, we have to take a breath and give ourselves a break and have a little peace ourselves. So that's what this asks. It asks for a little bit of peace for our families, in our homes, for a little bit of peace so that we can renew.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Great peace, great peace. Come on. Great peace, great peace.
Great peace.
Come on.
It's in the prayer.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Great peace. Come on. Great peace for the world. Come on. Great peace. Come on, bring it. Leolam.
Great peace. Oh, the portion is Shoftim. Shoftim are the judges, hearing a lot about judges and just judges, and Shotrim, officers. These are the people that are called to serve. The portion tells us to appoint judges who will deliver mishpat tzedek, righteous judgment. Not just judgment, but righteous judgment. But we know that they will be human. So just as there are laws for the kings that we wish we didn't need, we will have laws for all those who are given the great responsibility of leadership. And in the balance, we reject hierarchy and anarchy, and we try, oh how we try, to strike the perfect balance that will create a society where everyone is treated with dignity, with equal worth, and appreciated for their own unique gifts. And then the great command in this portion, tzedek, tzedek tirdof, justice, justice you shall pursue. It doesn't just exist, it must be pursued. And the great rabbinic question, why does it say tzedek twice? Tzedek, tzedek. One, justice for all, wouldn't that be enough? Why twice? And of course, there are many, many responses. Perhaps it's calling us to recognize the mystery of the upper and the lower worlds, that we are stuck in this material world of illusion that makes us think that we are separate from each other and from creation, but the truth is apparent in the upper worlds, where all is clearly godliness, and our work here is to pull those worlds closer together. Or are the two tzedeks daring us to admit that there are two Americas, two codes of justice, one if you're poor and one if you have means, one if you're white and one if you're a person of color, one if you're binary and one if you're trans, daring us to see that until we see the two, we will never have the justice we truly seek for all. Justice is said twice because in the pursuit of justice, you have to behave justly to everyone. Or are the two tzedeks teaching us about relationships, teaching us that there is no final depth to the justice and truth of a relationship with another person, that you will continue to go deeper and deeper, seeking out the truth within the truth within the truth as your relationship deepens and deepens. And it is said twice because your job in your relationship is to know yourself so well and keep working to know yourself so well that you can share that self with your sacred partner. That no matter how much you grow and you change, you will be able to open your true self to the other, that they may know you and love you for who you are and who you are becoming. The portion gives us another secret when it says, El Hamakom, that justice will take us, El Hamakom, to the place that is God, teaching us that all actions, all decisions, all judgments must come from a holy place. And I think Jim has something to add to that. You do. It comes from the Sfat Emet, and I've heard you teach this. You know, this part about where it says, Velo anachnu, right? And we are not ourselves, while another reads, Velo anachnu, and we are God's. And the two lows, the low and the low no and the low God's, make up the spelling of this month, Elul, right? You have to say it up here. What? No? That was clear, wasn't it? So, yeah, see? Well, so you explain it, because I've heard you teach this. It's a wonderful teaching because it tells us that the two aspects, these two velo and nachnus that comes from this portion, right? That
I
comes
have
from this.
no idea what you're talking
It's
about.
not true.
And I guarantee you 95% of the people have no idea.
I saw Larry nodding.
All right,
Larry
all
knew
right.
what we were talking about. Right?
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to explain it?
It's a, what would you call it in English? A homonym.
Homonym.
So two words that sound the same but are spelled differently. In a verse in the Psalms, Psalm 100, verse 3.
That's right.
So one is a pronoun and one is a negative.
Low and low in Hebrew.
So they are a sequence of approach to godliness. First, low, the negative, I diminish selffulness, and that opens up the space to belong to, the low is a pronoun, to belong to godliness. It's a sequence. First, diminish. First, less, then more. Put it that way. Less than more. I become more when I first become less. Now that's clear.
That's why I asked you. I was counting on that.
And it's also tzedek, tzedek. It's also justice, justice. Because without that diminishing of self, that less self, more God place, right?
You'll think twice
There's
if you ask me to come again.
Do you want to offer a reading? I thought you were going to do a reading. You're okay. Okay. So come and sing. Come and sing. Actually, because he's been so amazing. Everett, can I tell you a story about something else that was too in the very beginning? I told it to the children in the nest this morning, and I thought maybe it would be a story you would like. It says that it's a midrash, which is a story that's based on the Torah. It says that in the very beginning, it says in the Torah there were two great luminaries, the sun and the moon, and they were the same size. And the moon wondered, which is kind of like what happens in this portion, wondering how do we have leaders and judges and rulers, and how do they not become big shots? How do they stay servants of the people and remember that they're there to help us and not to be big bosses over us? So the moon had a question. The moon said, how can two rulers wear the same crown? In other words, how can there be two of the same size stars in the sky? And God got angry with the moon and made the moon smaller. And the moon said, hey, wait a minute, just because I asked a question? I thought we liked questions. And God said, you're right, I made a mistake. How can I make it up to you? And so the moon said, try. So God said, how about all the other people will do their calendar by the sun, but the Jewish people and the Muslim people, they'll go by the moon. The moon said, that's nice, but not good enough. So then God said again, how about the sun will rule by day, but you will take the sun's light and shine at night. The moon said, oh, that's very nice, but not good enough. Well, God kept trying. What about if the sun will rule by day, but the tides will go by the moon? The moon said, you're getting better, but not good enough. So finally God said, what about if every month you grow? You start out small when the new moon is new, and people will see you every day grow to be full and beautiful and bright. And that will remind them that if we do the right thing in the world, if we all serve creation, if we take care of the planet and we take care of each other, then we too will be restored to our original size, and children will grow to be big, and all people will know that they count and that they matter, and no one's light will ever be diminished again. And the moon said, that sounds good. And the moon took the deal, and so every night, if you look, when you go outside tonight, you'll see the moon of Elul is growing in the sky, and pretty soon she'll be full. And then she'll get small again, and that next new moon will be the new moon of Tishrei, and that will bring us Rosh Hashanah, the new year, when we will dare to stand with each other and wish each other a good year, a healthy year, and a year of peace, and maybe even mean it. So that's a story for Everett and Asa. And Everett, you can tell that story to Asa when he's ready, okay? Thanks. So we offer a Misha Berach, a healing prayer. Now you can sing again, if you would. You know, our healing prayers don't always heal the body, but God willing, they will bring healing to the spirit. We'll start with Bruce and his family that are surrounding him. Special prayers for his mother, for his beloved sacred partner, for his children, and for his wonderful family that is surrounding him. For Meredith Berkowitz and Eileen Ehrlich and Sammy Schoss and Michael and Kathy Davenport. For Chris Kleindienst, for Toby Schreiber and Deborah Zarensky, for Rick Isserman, Lori Bliss, Jack Samuel Geller, Elon Nissenboim, Benjamin Jonathan, Shirley and Xavier Ernst, Corey Powell and Jody Rich, Nikki Nymark, Richard Millard, Chip Galloway, Barbara Finch, Maxine Stone, Lois Chait, Jordan Cronemer, who's back in the hospital, Carol Portman, Maggie Bradford, Bruce, of course, Barbara Goldstein, Deborah Densky, Lisa Howard, Anthony Howard, Gabby Howard, Chris Howard, Monica White, Mr. Booker, Morton Hyman, Ron Fagerstrom, Sandy Lichterman, Susan Fadum, who's in hospice, Nachshon, David Carmi, Carrie James, and special prayers for Jerry Greiman, who had surgery this morning. And for all the people that you hold in your hearts, I'm asking Autumn if there are any extra names from the... Okay, anybody here would like to? Yeah. Thank you, Gail. Pray for healing for them, yeah. Thank you. Don't tell Roger we said his name. But he's in my heart too. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah. For Beatrice. Thank you. And I wonder if Autumn, are there any other names, Autumn?
Yes, we have Sandy Spitzer.
No? Yes? Yes. Oh, in the back. Oh, I'm sorry. We pray for healing. For my friend Glenn Cherry Holmes, who had a stroke as well.
Sandy Spitzer.
Thank you. Okay, great. And I said Jerry Greiman. For all the people that we hold in our hearts, we offer this Mishaberach. Once again, we call upon the angels to sit with them, to be with them, to let them know that they are loved and held in arms bigger than their own.
Refuat HaNefesh, Urefuat HaGuf, for the healing of the spirit, healing of the body, for those we know, for those we don't know. On my right, the angel Michael. On my left, the angel Gabriel. In front of me, the angel Uriel. Behind me, the angel Raphael. And above my head, Shekhinah. Baruch atah Adonai Rofei HaCholim, blessed are you, great healer. Amen. Amen.
Able, we'll rise for the Aleinu that you can find on page 38. Aleinu l'shabeach latzon hakol, latin kilula liotzer b'reshit, shelo asanu kiboyei haratzon, velo samanu b'mishpachot ha'adama. שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים
לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ,
ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגופי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו. וידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Please be seated. Check the website, calendar, lots of things going on. Prospective member lunch coming up on September 10th at noon. Spiritual preparation for the Days of Awe. Jimmy and I are doing Mondays and Thursdays during Elul at 8 p.m. on streamed. We are doing a pro-choice Missouri clinic escort and legal observer training Thursday, September 8th at 5:30 right here at CRC. Please register. When we went to Pro-Choice Missouri and the Abortion Fund and said, and Planned Parenthood and the Hope Clinic, and we said, okay, what do we do? The very first thing they told us, we've got a lot of things going on, but the very first thing they said was, we need more escorts, especially in the clinics in Illinois, because it's hard to get through the protesters. So we're going to train a lot of escorts. We have lots of people signed up. We have a wonderful training planned, and the more people that come, the better. We can do that work. We trained over 60 people to do the photo voter ID clinic that we just had, and it was a tremendous success. We're going to have another one on September 10th. So all of the things that are chipping away at democracy, we have to build back, and we have to respond in holy ways, and we have to be there, and we will. Grief support group is meeting now every other Saturday at 12:30, so, and you can find that on our calendar, more need for that. And of course, Jimmy's groups, both Shalva recovery meeting on Monday and Thursdays at 7, and our No Shanda group that meets every Sunday at 1 o'clock on Zoom. And these are all things you can find on our website. Things to help us connect with each other and carry us through challenging times. And we're having our beginning of religious school on Wednesday, in person. It's going to be in person, which is a big deal for us after so long. And we hope it's a healthy and safe year for all of our school children who are going back to school right now. And so we come to the end of the service when we always remember those who have died at this time in years past, and also we acknowledge those of you who are in your year of mourning, and we'll ask those people who have come to say Kaddish to rise first so we can hear the names of the people that you have come to remember. And we never mind babies singing. We never mind Asa's singing. He's
just singing, reminding us that that's when you sing, you pray twice. So, Gail? Wow.
Like my aunt and my other mother, the next door was growing up. She's actually nephew. All the confirmation classes, I think when our kids were on confirmation, she met you. She
Oh.
remembered me.
Oh, good.
Every time I see her, how's your mother?
Oh, well, she probably met Aunt Lauren too then.
So Ruth Rosenberg, that was July.
Thank you.
That's my mother-in-law died just last
I know. That's a lot of loss at one time.
We've been telling stories all this long about her. She was pretty amazing.
She was.
And today is my mother's birthday.
And today is your mother's yard site too. And she was also a force, also from Long Island, right?
Wonderful. My mom, I miss her every day, but today is the day. And I'll throw in my great aunt who was like a grandmother, Helen Cooperstein. Yesterday was her.
Thank you. Many people to come and remember. May their memories be a blessing. And Howie and Sarah,
My parents, Martin and Francis,
who died 6 days apart. I mean, were born days apart, right?
2 weeks apart.
2 weeks apart and died 6 days apart. They were connected. Talk about Beshert, right? Talk about no separation.
Married 62 years.
62 years. May their memories truly be a blessing. May they be together. Sarah?
It's my dad's yard site.
Oh, 5 years. Wow. May his memory be a blessing. 70 years. Wow. Oh, happy anniversary. See, we get the balance. Yeah. You should have 70. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, you know, we claimed Howie's parents too. So, thank you.
My grandmother's on shirt.
May her memory be, that's your great grandma, Everett, right? May her memory be a blessing. Thank you. Thanks. It's hard for me not to think about your mom, Miriam, with the pillow up here. Evie Goldberg. We made that pillow together. She made it for babies, so we could welcome babies on the pillow. Thanks. Yeah, Steve.
My father's mother, my grandmother, 51 years ago, and
Wow.
Eva Arnovitz.
May her memory be a blessing. Thank you. And Paul Schumer. Thank you. And Betty Marver. Sure. Thank you. And Jack Oglander, right. Right. So many, we've lost a lot of good people this year, so we keep them with us. Sarah? I'll read our names too. Thank you, dear. Your brother. Thank you. Every week. I feel like we know him, you know? I feel like he's here with us. Because every week he's here with us. And hey, thanks. May his memory be a blessing. Let's stand together with our mourners to let them know that they do not stand alone. As we also remember Speedy Altman, Gene Altman, who was the founder of Camp Thunderbird, Rita Wexler, we said, Sidney Platke, Louise Goodman Skrenka, Ira Trivers, Scott Williams, young man, and Stephen Plax, Max Weil, and Vivian Eveloff's dad, Nathan. She can't say it herself, so we say it for her. Beatrice Lamb, and
Larry Lieberman, and this past year, Linda Holtzman, Sam Nussbaum, Kyle Currier, John Prolutsky, Shirley Berman, Pat Denlow, Ruth Gusdorf, Michael Huxley, of course, we mentioned, Susan Carlson, Arthur Lash, Shirley Patisha, Phyllis Leventhal, Mimi Jacobs Davidson, Faye Zimmerman, Al Baker, Renee Deal, we mentioned, Martin and Francis, Ilovicki, of course, George Newman, Nina Balsam, Josh Porter, Betty Renee Marver, Sylvia Ginsparg, we mentioned, David Kaskowitz, great artist, Larry Mange, and we have Ruth Rosenberg on our list, of course, Sydney Wolf, too young, Bear, our dear Bear Robinson, Paul Schumer, Daniel Williams, who was only 36, father of Flannery, the husband of Stephanie, and Vera Kropf, and most recently, I think just yesterday, Patty Twellman, who is the mother and mother-in-law of our members, Kelly, Kevin, Barry, and Claudia. And I ask Autumn, any other names we missed?
Yes, we are also remembering B. Lamb, Rose, Wanda, and Larry Amington would like to remember Olivia Newton-John.
Thank you so much. So we remember all of these with the words of the Kaddish, words that don't mention death, words that celebrate life, words that dare us to live more fully and love more fiercely, even with our broken hearts. And so we say together, Yit Kadal v'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divrach Hirutei V'Yamlich Machutei B'chayechon U'Vyomechon U'V'chayei Rachol Beit Yisrael Ba'agalav V'Zman Kariv V'Imru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Amei Almaya Yit Barach V'Yishtabach V'Yit Pa'ar V'Yit Romam V'Yit Naseh V'Yit Hadar V'Yit Talei V'Yit Talal Shemei Tekudesha B'Richu Le'elam Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbachata V'Nechamata Ta'amiran Be'alma V'Imru Amen Yehei Shlomo Rabba Min Shemaya V'Chayim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael Ve'imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'Mrumav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel Ve'imru Amen. I think we're having onegs these days. If we are, then we'll go out there and make a kiddush and share some challah. But first, we can't leave each other without a blessing. So let's bless our children, these wonderful children that have hung in there for this whole service. Pretty amazing. Bless each other and promise that we'll take a bit of this blessing and share it with all the people whose lives we touch. May God guard you and keep you safe. May that grace bring the upper and the lower worlds a little closer together so that that light will illuminate creation. Wasn't it the third one?
that is good and high and holy. Bless you with peace, with shlemut, with wholeness, with peace, real peace, the peace of the upper and the peace of the lower, the peace of the inner and the peace of the outer, the peace that we seek in our streets, in our hearts, in our lives, in our homes, in our communities. And let that peace flow forth like the rivers that came out of Eden. And let us be versions of godliness wherever we go. Amen and Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
We'll make the kiddush outside. You can make the kiddush. You want to go make the